Okay, I'm unmuting because everyone in the chat is like, why is it muted? And I'm like in the chat saying like, hey, we're just working some things out. Don't worry if it looks like we're talking. It's all good. We're just working on stuff. And no one is listening to me. Everyone is just like, yeah, okay, I'm unmuting because everyone in the chat.
I'm telling you, it's a starting soon screen.
I'll work on that. I'll work on that.
People are just impatient, I gotta say.
That's what I think. I think they're rude. True. I mean, your word's not mine.
Yeah. Just because we agree with it doesn't mean we mean it
Yeah.
or have said it to any degree.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. This is a lot quicker than I was expecting. I just got a call and I was like, okay, we're live now. And I'm like, okay,
I was talking to Issyboy in a call before we looped you in, Ben. Yeah. So I do apologize about that.
I was the only one who was out of the loop.
So
okay, at least everyone else.
We wanted you to feel ostracized and like a freak.
Good.
So I think you'll understand.
You wanted to bring you when you're vulnerable, you
know. But yeah, we got Issyboy here. We're talking about anime. I assume that's what we're doing.
So if anyone if anyone doesn't know who Issyboy is, he is a boy.
Is he?
That is true. Not a man, just a boy.
Just a boy. So you did actually just turn 20 years old, right? I think you were 19 when I like asked you to come on, but you are 20 now because your birthday was like a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I'm 20, unfortunately.
I know. So old, 20.
Like, I'm in my 20s. Like, my back is gonna hurt now. You know.
Oh, my back is shot.
Nightmare.
I have sciatica. You've been following my chronicles. I guess I'm gonna talk about this on stream for a little bit, and everyone else, you can get your things set up. I know you're working your stuff. So as far back as like, I think the first stream we did where I was like, I had this issue was probably the one with Trey, who is Zatchbell Updates. I have had issues with my legs, just being like really weak, and on some days just like not being able to like struggling to walk upstairs. I have like crazy muscle spasms where like you could see like the skin under my toes and my legs and my muscles. They're all just like spazzing out. I forgot it's a slur where you're from, Izzy. I'm so sorry. I forgot that's a slur in your town. But I'm gonna say it more though. I don't care.
Yeah, that's basic.
Thank you. But yeah, so I was having these issues and it seemed to be getting worse. You know, I was having trouble walking, getting upstairs, and I Googled my symptoms and it said you have 5 years to live. And so I was like, well, that's not good. It literally said you have Lou Gehrig's disease and you have 5 years to live. So
maybe an extra point into that advice they give, where you don't ever Google something that's wrong with you, or else it'll tell you you're dying. But
it's like, you got cancer.
Yep.
Yeah. So
everything's dying. You're dying.
So for months I was dealing with this, and I'm also trying to, as I'm telling the story, I'm trying to get a cool like 80s style background. So don't mind if you see some images moving around. Just listen to the story.
I'm just trying to fit the mood for this disease.
Yeah, well, this story has a more optimistic ending. The main character doesn't die. Spoilers. He doesn't die. He hasn't died yet, at least. He might be immortal, but we don't know. I eventually had to get an EMG, which is where they stick needles in your legs in various points, and electrocute you. And they electrocute you with like increasingly larger voltages of electricity. So at first you're just like, oh wow, that's like a pinch, and that's like, oh wow, okay, that was a bit much. And then the last one, I just like belted out like ah, and then every time he had to keep doing that, and it has to keep like starting small and escalating. And so I would, by the third one, I'd always be like, ah, and the doctor would be like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, don't, like, it's fine. Like, no, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to scream, but like, it's nothing. I just got to do it for me. And so we did that, and he was like,
I gotta do it for the feels.
Yeah. It's just like, it's just like, that's how I deal with it. Right. So I do the EMG, and he immediately is like, yeah, this is not typical of ALS. I could already tell this is not, this is definitely like sciatic nerve damage. It looks like there's issues with your S1 nerve, and they speculated it was a herniated disc between my, now I only know what some of these words mean, so I'm trying to just reiterate it the best he said it. A herniated disc between my S1 and L5 vertebrae. I believe that's what it was. So I'm on medication for it now, and I've only started the medication at the beginning of this week, but I'm already like feeling pretty good, except that if I sneeze or cough, it sends like a shooting pain down my back and into my legs, and it's the worst feeling ever. I woke up, and I have a lot of sinus issues, so I woke up, and this is pretty normal. I woke up with like gunk in my throat, and I'm just like trying to cough it up before I, hop on to work, because I got to jump on a call. I got to jump on a Teams call, and so I'm like trying to hawk up, all this crap and stuff, and I do like a really big cough, and I just like, oh no, and I like fall back into my bed, and I'm just like, oh, and I'm like my whole body is tingling. Oh, it was so bad, but I'm on the medication. My symptoms are improving, and I'm getting a referral for a physical therapist. They said this seems like something that doesn't need surgery, which is great to hear. So I'm going to be starting physical therapy probably in the next month or so. But that's been my journey. Was I spent like 3 or 4 months convinced I was going to die. And then they said like, no, you need to take some pain meds. You got to take some prednisone, which I believe is an antibiotic for inflammation, because they believe that the reason why they think it got particularly bad is they think that there was like inflammation that the herniated disc was like sort of pressure, like pushing on, because it was consistent. And I've had issues in that area before, but they've always been come and go. And I'm like, this isn't come and go anymore. I am just living in pain. And so they're like, yeah, it probably got inflamed, and that's why it's not going away. So I know that's what. And then I guess we could talk about anime.
As long as you're not dying, that's more time for anime.
That is more time for anime.
You gotta tell all shit, so you can't die.
Yeah. I got this background. This is a scene from. This is Mega Tokyo from Bubblegum Crisis. I just resized it. Sorry, it was, it's a little difficult to talk and, tell a story and, grab these images and everything. So, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Now I'm joined here with Issyboy. Issyboy, I only know you, unlike like previous guests who I've seen them put out work, be it Trey with all his stuff to promote Zatch Bell, or stop laughing, I'm introducing you, or Hayden with their work on fan subs as well as their YouTube videos. David Evelyn, who's a professional translator. I don't know if you do anything.
I used to upload, but then I kind of stopped. That's basically the gist.
I know you because you're in Hayden's Discord server, and you've been very active in the fan sub group. Actually, you've been like the strongest soldier for the fan subs. You've worked on. Have you touched every episode of the fan subs for Himitsu no Ako-chan that have come through the pipeline?
Yeah, I think there's like 2 episodes I didn't time, but yeah, I timed basically just every episode.
I know I timed Episode 3,
Time
which
the zoo episode, right?
is a circus.
Something like that. A circus, same.
They are not the same thing.
I like to believe they are.
Not a zoo of people.
Did you say a circus is like a zoo of people?
I said, what is a circus if not a zoo of people? You know, the
Okay.
phrasing.
No, okay, no, that's good. That's good. We're gonna write that down. It's gonna be on a shirt. I'm also gonna try to make Ben. Have I ever showed you that the shirt I made? I tried to make, and they canceled it because it used a quote a copyrighted image. Where I guess to give context, Discotheque, when they first announced the Blu-ray for Rose of Versailles, they commissioned new artwork for the cover. And there was a guy on Twitter who was being very critical of the art that they commissioned, and he posted his own version. And while I admit his art was good, and I do think that the art that Discotheque commissioned, I did notice there was a bit of asymmetry in the art. That's still like a really rude thing to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so people were like sort of making fun of that guy and being like, because of how like it's just such a social faux pas to do something like that. And so I tweeted at Discotheque being like, I've made you better art for your Rose of Versailles release. Just ask me permission and you can use it. And it's the bad box art Mega Man photo, but it just says the Rose of Versailles in like Comic Sans over it.
Okay, yeah.
And I tried to print that on a shirt, and it got denied. And the company that prints the shirts was like, "Oh, we can't because that's a copyrighted image." And I'm like, people make fucking bootleg shirts all the time. I can't believe I actually got denied because I used bad box art Mega Man.
Was it like Redbubble or someone more reputable? Because like
I think it
depends
was.
on who's printing it.
I do think it was Vistaprint, which is like a pretty popular one.
Yeah, they're a bit more corporate.
Redbubble, do you think I can get away with it with Redbubble?
I think Redbubble just lets you do anything. I think they're just above the law.
I feel like that's where all the stolen art goes. Issyboy, you're breaking up a little bit.
They don't give a shit. I wonder if they've been sued before.
They probably have. Yeah, I don't know how they get around all that stuff. That's a mystery to me. But there's definitely like. There's definitely a few printers out there where you can just make whatever you want.
If you're looking at the stream, I put the shirt on. But yeah. Also, Versailles is spelled wrong, but that's a intentional artistic liberty.
It's my art style. As you
that's my art style. That's also not Comic Sans. That's just like Arial. It's been a while, but I want to try again. I'll try out Redbubble, see if I can, and I think I'll spell Versailles correctly because I'll be like, this is the premium version.
Ooh, okay.
If I can make the shirt, I would love to do a stream with Hal Cozy, because they have like a stream setup in their house where you could have like a face cam, and that would be a funny shirt to just walk in on one of their streams, just be like, I'm wearing my Rose of Versailles shirt. That's bad box art Mega Man.
Okay.
Pulling up with that drip, it'll be just be fucking awesome.
See, if I wore custom T-shirts, if I wore anything other than just like blank with the sleeves a particular washed out color, then I would just wear the stupidest graphic tees, exactly like this. A shirt that's labeled hat or something. Just I don't care what it is. Just make sure it doesn't make sense, and I'm good.
Heck yeah. I haven't posted your
exactly like this.
I haven't posted your stream
labeled hat or something.
Oh man, hold on, I gotta. Sorry, I was hearing the stream double for a moment, and I went a little insane.
Yeah, that happens.
Welcome, Dylan G. We were just explaining my cool shirt idea that the fascist government that is Vistaprint wouldn't let me print. So if you want a shirt of bad box art Mega Man that says the Rose of Versailles in red text over it, don't go to Vistaprint because they won't print it for you.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, good to see you, Dylan G. I think we definitely interacted before on Twitter. I remember.
Makes sense.
So
Everyone lives in.
so Izzy, so this kind of goes back to what I was saying before, where I knew you because you were in Hayden's server and you were working on the fan subs and you were Akko-chan's strongest soldier. It's true. Why are you laughing?
No, it's just a really funny saying because I don't think I really because timing is the time consuming, but I don't
that's the
think
work.
it's
That's the work
take
no
that
one.
much effort.
I mean, that's the work no one wants to do, and you're doing it. Like that's the
Yeah,
that's the hard work.
Yeah. Who's more dedicated?
Yeah,
One who wants to
I'm
do the-
dying here doing the timing, so yeah. Sure.
I did one episode and then I dipped. I was like, I'm fucking busy.
How long did it take to do that one episode?
It took me 2.5 days. Obviously that's not like, working nonstop, but like that was my free time for 2.5 days. But that was also learning how to use Aegisub because I had like only used it sparingly, and that was my first time really going heavy into Aegisub. So I was, and it was a little difficult because everyone else in the chat was still learning it too. Like now I feel like if I had a question, I could go to Hayden or you, and you guys could, tell me exactly what I need to do. But at the time, we were all sort of learning it, so if one of us had a question, it was just like, I don't know, if you figure it out, tell us, I guess
Aegisub can, sorry to cut you off, but it can be a pain in the ass sometimes. It's like sometimes I wish, like there's certain features I wish it has, but it doesn't. I'm like,
like what?
That kind of frustrates me a bit.
Like what?
I think, I'm trying to think, I guess, I'm blanking. Wait.
An auto sub button.
Yeah,
An AI translation button.
Yeah.
It just translate it for me. I don't need to do all the work. I guess I wish it was like more polished because the UI for it just does. It looked like it hasn't been updated since like 2008. So I guess that's my only
You
wish.
weren't born in 2008. That's a joke. I know you were.
I was like 2 years.
Yeah, don't remind me that the movie Cars is older than you.
I think the first episode of Haruhi Suzumiya came out in like April of 2006. So technically that show is like a few months older than me.
Damn. Wow.
I remember I watched that episode and I was like, no one should be born after this.
Yeah, after Haruhi, no one should be born. no one should give birth ever again.
Yeah.
Someone had to say it,
Yeah.
So humanity peaked at 2006, so yeah. What's the point?
So you do the fan subs in Hayden's server. I went to your channel because I was like, oh, if I'm gonna have Issyboy on, let's see what he does. And all your videos are like a minute long.
Yeah,
and like
I'm aware.
And like the most recent one was like why incest is good, and I'm like, okay. And it's only a minute long, so like I like the idea, short, sweet, to the point. You just got your one thing you got to say.
Yeah, my fucking video was like weird. I mean, my last video I made was like when I was like 17, so I could use an excuse like I was just a minor, so I didn't know what I was like doing.
That gives you diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, no, that's funny. Even as soon as I turned 18, I was like, everything I did the day before this, I was a minor, so I have an excuse.
Yeah, that's
that you gotta be really careful.
I do think about that. How like I feel like, man, I was really dumb at 17. I was still dumb at 18 though, but that's not excusable. I shouldn't have killed all those orphans.
Yeah, but if you're like below 18, that's then
you can kill all the orphans, and it's like, hey.
Yeah, he was a minor. You can cut him some slack.
Wag your finger at him, he'll learn.
That's 3 years in the playpen. So I'm curious, are you looking to eventually do bigger videos and like anime reviews. That's kind of like the idea I got from Hayden, is that like I'm sorry, I burped. I'm also like eating food kind of, so I apologize, but like
You're not taking it seriously? What the fuck?
I know Issyboy's a professional and I'm not. But I got the sense from Hayden you're looking to do more analytical stuff as well as more reviews, and it feels like you've been wanting to explore more anime to improve at that, which I think is a great way to go about it if it is.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Like, I mean, that's my plan. But like recently, I've seen Alien 9 like back in June, and I fallen in love with it. So that's my plan, is that I want to make a video on it. But yeah, that's only a plan. So maybe I can achieve that.
Well, I think it's good to be in the mindset of, you know, I want to make videos, but I want to learn more before I do, because I don't want to. I think one of the biggest pitfalls a lot of people in the anime or any tube space fall into is they go in with too big of an ego, and trust me, I am guilty of this too, where I think a lot of people are like, they're in their friend group and they're probably like the biggest anime person in their friend group, so they have like an inflated ego. Maybe ego is a bit of a negative word, but like they think their power level is way higher than everyone else, because
and it really is,
because among their friends they do have the biggest power level. But there's a whole, you know, it's like it's like Hunter x Hunter when they reveal the map, and it's like that was just a pond in this bigger world.
I got it. That's a Hunter x Hunter reference. I got it.
Oh, I knew Ben was going to get that. Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter's a bit of a low key reference there.
It's kind of niche.
Kind of niche.
I'm watching the one with the same author, Yu Yu Hakusho. So
that's another one. I didn't put it in the thumbnail, but the fact that you had watched 80 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, I was like, that gives us plenty to talk to. Ben and I both know Inuyasha. We both know Yu Yu Hakusho pretty well.
Yeah, I used to make parodies of it, and so I probably know more about it than, or at least like, I don't know, not know more about it, but I have a very deep understanding of every frame of the first like 2 seasons. So, I've grown very acquainted with Yu Yu Hakusho over the years. And then I stopped watching it for a long time because I was too familiar with it. The magic was gone.
That's so sad.
Like I read every nook and cranny. I don't want to watch it anymore.
That's basically it. Yeah. It's like, oh, when in the third round, when there's everyone on the opposing team of the Dark Tournament is in those cloaks where you can't see what they look like. But in my brain, I know exactly what they look like, and
yeah,
that's
like you ruin the magic. Like exactly. I know what they look like. So what's the point?
Like, oh, I know what these guys look like. I don't need to see them fight.
Wait, you don't need to see them fight?
No. If you know what they look like, the magic's gone. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah. I don't want to see them fight. I know what they look like. You know, them fighting. You know, it will be boring. I know what they look like.
Yeah, I don't really talk to people unless I don't know what they look like.
Yeah, I mean, I know what everybody looks like here.
He refused to talk to David Evelyn. He wouldn't come on the stream because he was like, I don't trust. And I was like, he has photos of himself all over his Twitter. Why won't you join, Ben? He was like, I don't trust him. Just don't trust him. Could be AI. And I was like,
yeah,
just.
No, but Yu Yu Hakusho is good. I like it. It's got that classiness of a fighting manga. It's not like some Dragon Ball where it's like, oh, we're gonna fight each other and it's not gonna be. What's the difference between Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball?
I like the urban sort of.
There's a lot of differences.
I like the way it incorporates like an urban environment and like the modern setting. So like. Sensibilities of the time are sort of part of the show's personality, show and manga's personality.
Yeah.
Whereas
I do like
whereas like Dragon Ball and One Piece are kind of more like a timeless fantasy world. But I think setting Yu Yu Hakusho in a very specific urban time period actually makes it unique and stand out.
No, yeah, no, I was just mostly kidding because I was blanking, but like the fact that a lot of like the art direction for stuff in the Dark Tournament was like H.R. Geiger inspired. You can definitely tell there was
Oh,
lots of like Togashi's a very just like that kind of like auteur where he's just like I need to go with what my artistic feelings are telling me. I can't just be stuck with the what's prim and proper and right. And he was kind of restricted a lot more by his editor in that day, and that's why he did a tournament arc. But he still tried to get away with as much weird stuff as he could.
I
Um,
didn't know that. I didn't know the tournament arc was like forced by his editor.
The
and
final one was.
that's the impression that I
You
get.
actually, if Izzy's only 80 episodes in, I don't think they got to the final tournament.
Oh yeah, but no, even the dark tournament, like the second round, or not like the second stadium they go to is just like fully Geiger inspired.
Cool.
Um, the manga is very heavily like the art is very heavily influenced by Fist in the North Star. You can tell, and so he's definitely got a lot more like he likes a lot more grit to his artistic style than something like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's actually watching Fist of the North Star. It gave me a bit more appreciation for the Dark Tournament because everyone sort of complains that Togoro's backstory is sort of just dumped at the end, but I can, having seen Fist of the North Star, you really get the sense that Togoro is basically supposed to be like a Kenshiro who is sort of gone mad, where he was someone who was strong and just wanted to protect the people he cared about, but when he realized he couldn't, he sort of lost his humanity. And he also does something like with Bui, where Bui is very similar to the Fist of the North Star villain Kaio, where Kaio has the whole thing where his energy is like so strong it will melt people in his presence, so that's why he has to wear armor to protect other people from him.
Yeah.
He even has like the X scar on his face. So you get the sense he was trying to draw from trying to draw from Fist of the North Star, and contextualizing Togoro in that context of he's sort of Kenshiro who's lost his way. I feel like someone who was reading Shonen Jump at the time, that would have probably been a natural assessment of the character, maybe. Because Fist of the North Star was so huge, I feel like a Shonen Jump reader in the early '90s would have recognized what Togashi was trying to do. But it made me appreciate it more on a rewatch after I had seen Fist of the North Star. And there's a lot of series that Togashi draws from that after experiencing them, it's like, that kind of makes me appreciate Yu Yu Hakusho a little more. There's a lot of stuff from Parasite in there. That's where a lot of the body horror comes from.
Yep. Yeah. And just as far as like what I was saying about like the editor forcing him to do a tournament arc, that's I don't think that's ever been officially confirmed. Like that's definitely how he's feeling.
It's like a, it's like a rumor.
Kind of. It's more just vibes based from me, just based on everything I do currently know about Togashi, in the fact that he does like with Hunter x Hunter, he basically just does whatever he wants, and because his work is popular enough, he can just like he doesn't have to abide to any of Shonen Jump's typical standards, and they'll still just keep publishing him because it always sells. The fact that he ended up having he basically cut Yu Yu Hakusho short at the very end, and just quit, mostly because he was like, I can't think of what I want to do with this story anymore, and I'm also tired of just the grind. And I wanted to start like, getting really weird with it and deconstructing everything, and my editor told me no. And so it's just like you kind of get a sense over long enough period of time of what kind of artist Togashi is like. And so you can kind of just assume like, all right, everything that's very like traditional about his work probably came from an editor, and every point where he gets weird is where he had the opportunity to make it weird.
And I should also preface that Ben is talking about the manga. The anime is a little different.
Oh yeah, that is something I really appreciate about the anime, is that the ending, they made it a lot more cathartic, and gave a proper ending to each of the characters, except for maybe one. But
Well,
I'll not get too much
I guess
into
I'll
that.
I'll look forward to that.
Yeah, the manga ending is genuinely just like he stopped. There's just nothing. It's just like this. Okay, drop the story. Let's have a sudden time skip it in the middle of nowhere. It's like really weird, but the anime changed that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's weird when people are like, oh, they should remake Yu Yu Hakusho like they did with Hunter x Hunter, and it's like, so they could make like a worse version? That's weird that you'd want that.
Yeah, like the best thing about the Yu Yu Hakusho anime is the fact that it is like really artistically loose, and the fact that it's like cell animated and all that. It's like it's got that kind of grit to it that I was talking about, and it's got the character design looseness that really fits Tagashi's style because he's always switching his style to just match his vibe. Yeah, it's like you could not have better circumstances for a Yu Yu Hakusho anime, and so I can't see why you'd want it remade. There's nothing that's at fault with that, with the current adaptation.
The only thing I can see is people who are like, oh, well, I wish they adapted those early chapters, and it's like, that might be neat as like an OVA, like, but
yeah.
But like, I don't think we need a full remake. What? Like a new version of the Dark Tournament is not going to look better than the one we have right now.
Especially got to consider how if they're going to remake it, it's going to be like digital, so it's going to feel different in a sense.
Yeah, and I really don't think that would work. I mean, it kind of lacks that grittiness, and a modern digital is very like shiny and flashy, and has kind of like a halo-y effect to it typically. Yeah, it's none of the grit there from what you get from cell paintings.
So I want to,
and if they do remake it, no, go on.
No, I wanted to ask you. So Issyboy, you are the British child who we are making watch all these old anime. We could talk more about Yu Yu Hakusho. I actually want to talk about how you felt it compared to Flame of Recca, which I felt like Flame of Recca, at least the anime. I'm gonna preface that we only watched the anime. Was like a really bad version of Yu Yu Hakusho. So I want to talk about your experience with Yu Yu Hakusho versus Flame of Recca. But before that, I do want to ask, one of the main things that I really care about is, I've mentioned this before, that I always felt like the Gen Xers didn't really shepherd in the millennials into the anime fandom well. And I don't know if maybe that's because of what their experience with the, baby boomer anime fans was. But I always felt like that was the case, and so I always wanted to sort of help when Gen Z popped up and they started getting interested in this stuff and they wanted to learn about discovering stuff and learning about stuff. I didn't want to be like the Gen Xers who just look down on them and go, oh, you're making YouTube videos? I write articles. I have a blog. So I do panels. I didn't want to be one of those people. I do like seeing young people who can expand their power level, you might say. That always makes me happy to see. Seeing young people who are interested in older titles, especially stuff from before they were born, always a positive for me. So
and I have noticed, at least on Twitter, that people are like very dismissive of like younger people getting into like older titles, which is something I really get. It's like, I think that's a cool thing that young people, especially myself, are like interested in anything made before like the 2000s.
Oh, that you consider that's what you consider old. I see.
John, it's important to keep yourself in check and understand that the 2000s are officially old now.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought of them as old, but then I heard these people saying, "Oh, 2000 is young." And I'm like, oh.
I think the youngest, besides you, the youngest person we had on was probably Hayden, and they are what would probably be called a zillennial, where it's like the in between of Gen Z and millennial. And Hayden is very, I would say, well read or well knows a lot about stuff from their time and before their time, so it doesn't feel like So Hayden is the same age as my younger brother, but I don't feel like I'm talking to someone my younger brother's age when I talk to Hayden, to put it that way.
Because they're like more knowledgeable about the past, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I feel like you were saying you see a lot of backlash against younger people when they try to get into older things. Has that been your experience? Do people try to, like, I know people say, oh, you can't gatekeep. Do people try to gatekeep you when it comes to that kind of stuff?
Kinda. I mean, there's like this one guy on Twitter, how he was like, "Oh, you were not there for the 2000s, so you would not understand how anime was back then." I was like, "Okay."
What was it in response to? Because I can tell you, like, someone did that to Hayden, but Hayden was right, and it made me mad. Because Hayden was saying that Full Metal Alchemist 03 was hugely popular, and when Brotherhood came out, people would debate which one was better, and people saying disregarding 03 entirely is a pretty recent thing. And they were like, no, everyone always hated 03. We just watched it because it was the only thing available until Brotherhood came out. Once Brotherhood came out, everyone hated it. And it's like, that is not what happened. Like,
no, it's not.
Just kind of making up theories.
Yeah, he's just making shit up, bro. And like there's all these we've since that guy, we found so many articles and blog posts from that era with people debating which one is better, and it's like that. I have to think of this guy every time one of these articles pops up now.
I guess going back to the original context of the guy I was talking about on Twitter, the context was it was like a clip of like an old like conventions kind of video back in the 2000s of people cosplaying, dancing, and a guy quote tweeted it being like, we don't get this anymore. And I kind of replied,
we don't get conventions.
Still do that.
People go to conventions, like
they see like these older shows back then, like, we don't get these now. I was like, these older shows were popular back then.
Yes, those are like the big
it's
shows.
The same now.
It's like,
but like with modern popular shows, like there's no difference.
It's like, so, we don't get as many people cosplaying Utena anymore now that it's not 2001. It's like that's like today being like, oh, we don't get people cosplaying as I don't watch anime, so like what's like a new thing? We don't get people cosplaying as it being like in 2010s to be like, oh, we don't get people cosplaying, or no, someone today being like, we don't cosplay Madoka Magica, and it's like,
that's a fucking lie.
Like it is a lie. You know what I'm trying to say, though? It's like, yeah, the new thing comes up, and more people want to cosplay that. When every time I've gone to a convention, there's tons of Sailor Moon cosplayers, so there's tons of Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, and so there's definitely fixtures. So, like, you can't argue there's no, like, fixtures, because there's always people cosplaying characters from those series. And part of that is probably because those are, not to throw shade, but those are, like, easy cosplays. You could probably, like, buy a cheap costume for those series on the internet. Yeah. But, yeah, so you get that stuff. But yeah, people are cosplaying the new thing. I remember we went in 2015, and everyone had these weird. I was like really out of the loop of like what's the new thing in 2015, and I went to a convention, and everyone was wearing like these leather bondage masks, is what I thought they were, and I was like, why is everyone wearing these leather masks? And that was the day I learned what Tokyo Ghoul was.
You learned it. Whoa. God damn.
Should I have known about Tokyo Ghoul earlier?
I mean, I guess I'm not surprised, but
yeah, it's an ancient.
I knew about Tokyo Ghoul before I got into anime, so.
Wait, so you're surprised at how early it was?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, the manga came out in 2013, 2014. So I think the anime had come out like the summer before, but I wasn't following. I wasn't following new stuff at that time, so it had just gone over my head. And then funny enough,
watching old shit?
I was only watching old stuff at that time. Mostly old stuff. There were every year there was like maybe like one or two new things that piqued my interest and I'd latch onto, but I wasn't really following a lot of the new stuff. I had to go back. Like even stuff like Steins Gate, I had to go back and watch it because I wasn't following new stuff when it came out. So Yeah, with that, Tokyo Ghoul was huge. Hayden just put it in the chat. Dylan G said cosplaying today has completely changed, though. A lot of people do it now because it's their job, not because it's fun. I noticed in the 2010s there was that too. There was definitely like, I'm not gonna be like name 5 albums, but there were definitely people doing like cosplay shoots that I was like, I kind of get a sense you like you don't like understand,
you don't know
like they were doing like post stuff that didn't feel like in character, and I was like, not to be the name 5 albums guy, but like I do get the sense. So that has been a thing for a little bit now. that's not, I'm just saying that's not a
maybe
COVID.
That's the difference.
Maybe Tokyo Ghoul was Void Slop.
People just cosplay as characters that they don't know. Which I guess that's also a new thing, that people like the aesthetics but haven't watched the series. It's like a new trend, I think.
I guess.
I don't know if it was like the same back then.
It could be. I definitely know. I have this CD that was recorded at I forget, Anime Expo 2002, and it has a bunch of interviews with cosplayers, and they literally just go up to people and go, "Who are you? What character are you playing? Why do you like the character?" And it is a very sweet video, sweet as in like, oh, it's like really cute, because it's mostly just a bunch of teenagers. They just walk up to the camera, dox themselves, and then say why they love this anime so much.
Oh. Oh, bless their heart.
Yeah, they like the one I've posted the clip before where he's like, "My name is Maxim Stentel. I am Kira Yamato from Kido Senshi Gundam Seed."
Posted the one with the Azumanga Daioh one, right?
Yes. Oh, you saw that one? Yeah, where she was really cute. She was like my favorite character is Osaka because she's really ditzy. And it's like, you sound like Osaka. I mean that in a cute way, like, oh, it's really cute.
Yeah, I thought it was wholesome with that Azumanga Daioh one.
And then like every other cosplayer they interviewed, I forget what, there was like a new Final Fantasy at the time. I want to say it was 10-2, and so like every other cosplayer they interviewed was, I'm this character from Final Fantasy 10-2. I think Yuna is, I don't know Final Fantasy. I think Yuna was like a popular character. And I think they're from Final Fantasy X-2.
I don't know.
Someone can confirm in the chat.
Kill me in the chat if I'm wrong. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can pull up this video.
Because I don't know either. I don't know Final Fantasy.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna
yeah, I don't think anyone's ever actually played Final Fantasy.
No one I know.
And
no one I live with.
Like ever? You don't believe anyone has?
No, everyone LARPs it. Everyone.
Yeah.
True.
Like, they know about Cloud and Sephiroth, and because they've got that whole
I know Duncan Idaho
dynamic. Yeah.
At least you guys can name characters. I can't even name a single one.
Well, the Final Fantasy VII is like the first Final Fantasy, and then after that, there's a couple more.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Super Mario 2 is Doki Doki Panic in Japanese. I don't know if you know this, but
I didn't know that. What the fuck?
Yeah. Also, okay, I got this video. I'm gonna play this video. I'm gonna try and see if I can make it a little louder. You guys, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. You might have to pull up the stream and wait until you see Maxim Stencil up here.
I gotta do extra work.
I'd probably end up hearing myself, so I'm not sure if I want to put on the audio.
Okay,
so.
okay.
Yeah,
then I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this video for the chat.
Hi, my name's Maxim Stencil,
and
just
I'm from
video, but you're
like, nah,
my character is Kira Yamato
from
Kido Senshi Gundam Seed, and I chose this character because I empathize with the character, with his situations, and because I like the series very much, and I like the character design. Hi, my name's Maxim Stencil, and
that was Maxim Stencil.
Nice.
I'm just gonna pretend I've seen the video.
I mean, you already acted it out pretty well, so.
Kido Senshi Gundam Seed.
I have pulled up the stream. I do know what he looks like now.
There you go. He's in Hollywood, California. Dox him. I'm joking. Don't dox Maxim Stencil.
Don't do it.
He wouldn't retaliate because he loves Kira Yamato and empathizes with his situation. I'm sorry, you guys don't get that joke, but that's what he says in the video.
I got the sense that's what was going on.
Okay. Izzy, would you say that you have your experience with finding, discovering, and digging through anime? Would you say it is a typical Gen Z experience, or do you think that Gen Z doesn't have a typical experience? Do you think that because there's no longer a monoculture, how everyone finds, discovers, or interacts with anime is uniquely different?
I think it's uniquely different. Like, I'm interested in like watching these older shows, but when I talk about these older shows with my Gen Z friends, they're like, I don't know what this is. I'm watching the newest like seasonals. So I think it's different for like each person, obviously. Like, I do know there's some Gen Zs. You guys know like David Mann, right?
Yes, I was in his video.
Yeah. So he like also like an example of like a fella who's like really interested in like the old like otaku kind of shows, which I think is really cool. So there are like some examples like Gen Zers who are interested in like these older shows, but it's like a weird mixture. Like some are interested, some are not. So
I can get that, and that's kind of how I was. I mean, being a millennial, I was interested in stuff from like the 80s and the OVA era, but people my age were more interested in like I said, Madoka Magica and Steins Gate. That was the new stuff coming out when I was 17, 18. So I kind of get that, where you're not necessarily into the same stuff as, you know, what the normies are into. But I'm curious, do you think that your generation discovers anime the same way, or do you think everyone's different? So to give an example, when I was gonna say, when I first met Moomy from the Weeb Crew, he's a year younger than me, and so he was like, oh, I bet your experience was similar to mine. And it was like, yeah, I grew up watching Toonami, and everyone our age, me, Ben, you know, it's always Toonami, right? It's like, oh, Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, and Trigun, and, you know, the Toonami, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, that whole era. We sort of have these pillars that we can go to and go, oh, this was how I got to it. And then before that, it was, oh, I rented that Ninja Scroll VHS, or you know, that I saw a manga video release, or they played Vampire Hunter D on Cartoon Network. And so there were these pillars of how people discovered anime that a lot of generations can point to and say, yup, I found it through that pillar. And I feel like, I don't know if Gen Z has something like that, where everyone from a generation experienced something that sort of connected them to anime. Do you how do you feel about that?
I don't know if it's like universal, but at least when I was young, I sort of have that kind of similar experience. It wasn't Toonami, but when I was like younger, when watching like Nicktoons, Blades would like air on TV. Okay. So I grew up watching that. And some people also watch, like, if you like anime for like Cartoon Network. So there's those sort of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, my younger brother was
watching those.
Yeah, my younger brother was really into, like, they had Beyblade when I was a kid, but I remember it felt like it was, for my generation, Beyblade really felt like a fad. But then when it had like a second wind when my brother came around, because I remember my brother was really into the Metal Fusion series. I
fucking love that as a kid.
Yeah. So I think you're a bit young. You are actually quite a bit younger than my brother, but my brother was super into Metal Fusion, and I think there were like sequels that were like direct sequels to that series.
Yeah.
And so I can
Metal Fury.
Yep. Okay. That sounds familiar.
That definitely, that exists.
Yeah, what's so funny? It's Beyblades.
Now that, I guess, because cool. with Beyblades, there are like so many different alterations. Where there's like the original from the 2000s, but there's so many. You have to like specify. Well, I'm talking about Beyblade Metal Fury.
Okay. Yeah, and
so you don't get confused.
And one thing we're not talking about Bay Wheels, because it's not on Mal.
Is it not?
It's not. It was commissioned for the Western market. Because when they licensed one of the seasons of Beyblades, it was apparently like 13 episodes shorter than they had promised in their agreement. So they had to make them a 13 episode Beyblade show to compensate for what they were missing in the contract, and that's where Bay Wheels comes from. Sorry if you weren't expecting to get hit with the deep Bay Wheels lore. My favorite episode, Judgment Bay has begun.
One thing I noticed, at least with the Beyblade, at least with Metal Fusion, is it had a dub. I grew up watching the dub on TV.
Of course.
But surprisingly, it didn't have like official subs.
No,
like,
a lot of those.
Found, it was like fan subbed. I was like, oh, okay. But it was like pretty popular. Like, I'm surprised there's no like official translation.
So yeah, have you ever heard the term hobby Annie?
No, I haven't. No.
So those are like anime that are based around some sort of toy or fad or like enthusiast circle. And Beyblade is like a hobby Annie. You know, it's about promoting the toys. I think I get the idea. A lot of them are aimed at very young children, but another thing in the sphere that you'll notice is that, for one, they don't want to release those subtitled because they're intended for very young children, and very young children can't watch 50 episodes of a subtitled show. You know, they're little kids. They don't read like that, right? It's similar to Pokemon, where they've said they don't want to ever do a subtitled release. Even though with Pokemon, there are people who would buy it because their opinion is, well, this is for little kids, and little kids need a dub, so we'll put out the dub, and we don't need to do subs. And now, why there's limited fan subs of those shows is because most people who fan sub are otaku. They don't care about the show about race cars or the show
don't care about this kid media.
Yeah, the kids media, right? They want to watch the stuff that's for adults, and by adults I mean for teenagers. So yeah, that's the stuff that gets priority. And then a lot of kids stuff just never goes subbed. I mean, I think we have dubbed Onpon Man because they dubbed it for Tubi, but like no one's going out of their way to subtitle Onpon Man or any like Ninja Rantama. What is that kid's show with the ninjas who run around? It's like 1,000 episodes. There's more episodes than One Piece. And they've only started releasing it subbed because Amazon licensed like the newer stuff. It's similar to Chibi Maruko-chan, where it's like that one, at least there's popular staff that people are interested in, and so there are people willing to sub it. But for a lot of those kids shows, it's you got to be a diehard fan. There isn't much demand for fan subs of those shows. So unfortunately, that they kind of get left behind. And that's one of the things where people always say like, oh, well, fan subs should fill in the blanks of like what's not being released, and it's like, but if there's stuff that people don't want to fan sub, and like that's one of the things with why I think Paul's Miraculous Adventure, which was licensed recently on High Dive, fucking children's 50 episode kids show from the 70s, no one was gonna fan sub that. It's a little kid show from 1975. No one was gonna fan sub it. But now But now it's different. But now it's got an official release, and they dropped all the episodes, so it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Ninja Rantaro currently has 2,653 episodes. Yeah, I knew it was more than One Piece. I thought it was like 1,000 something, but yeah, over 2,000 makes sense.
Yeah, it's a bit more than One Piece.
Yeah.
Speaking of lots of episodes, we watched a lot of episodes in preparation for today. At least I did. I don't know if any of you guys bothered doing the homework.
I did the homework. I completed all the.
Izzy did the homework.
John told me to watch.
Izzy did all the homework, but didn't do the extra credit, which is fine.
And I did.
I didn't watch. Unfortunately, I didn't watch Area 88. So.
I was hoping I could get you to watch Area 88, but if you couldn't, it's fine. I do hope you watch more old stuff after this.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. I mean, I want to like rewatch like Sailor Moon, because I have seen that.
Yeah, we asked you to name a villain and you couldn't, and that was kind of
I couldn't. Like, I didn't remember because it's been a while. I lost watching when I was like 13, so it's been a minute.
Okay, yeah, that's been a sec.
No, it hasn't. They're 20.
When I was
It's
when
7
I was, like,
years. I
13,
wouldn't remember
that was, like, 7
anything.
years for
I
you
don't
guys.
remember a single thing that happened to me 7 years ago.
So
Yeah, dementia DB.
oh no, I was gonna say I have the list of shows we watched. This mostly goes for me and Izzy, and then Ben has seen most of these. So the list I have here contains, and you can correct me if I left anything out. I have Otaku no Video, Megazone 2-3, Part 1. I only wanted to give Part 1 because there's a lot to unpack with the later parts of Megazone, and I wanted to just tackle that first part. So we'll tackle that, and then it will be up to Izzy if they want to continue with more Megazone. Ixer 1, which is a personal favorite of mine, Gunbuster, and Gunsmith Cats. And I think the only one Ben didn't watch was Otaku no Video, which I didn't think you would enjoy. So it wasn't a priority.
I kind of procrastinated on Otaku no Video for a while.
You did?
I watched episode 1, I just left it. I
it-
just recently watched the second episode.
It's funny because I think episode 1 is much better than episode 2. I think it
Yeah?
kind of falls off with episode 2. I became way less interested with episode 2. I think episode 1 is the fun
Is
stuff.
when they become like super otakus, you weren't like interested in that?
Not really. I mean, I think him, like, the self-discovery aspect and, like, all the convention stuff was cool. And then I just kind of... It starts getting into, like, the future and stuff in episode 2, and I was like, I don't really care about the fantasy.
It fell off when it became corporate. Yeah,
Exactly. But, so
they're just becoming Crunchyroll at this point. Like, I don't care.
So there is a little quiz that he gives the main character Kubo to get into their otaku club.
Oh.
Izzy, do you remember the questions?
Yeah, it was like, what character is this? And like a background, like figures.
I am
on it.
going to ask you these questions, and if you cannot answer them, you will not be allowed into the otaku club.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I would be able to
Let's
answer all of
see.
them, so no problem.
Ben would. Number 1, what country do Triffids originate from?
What the fuck is a triplet? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I mean, I know that. But,
I mean, I obviously.
Funny enough, apparently Triffid is like British slang because of the popularity of the work it derives from, for like an invasive pest, a Triffid. But it does come from science fiction.
It sounds like a slur.
It does sound like a slur. I agree.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
What country did Triffids originate from?
They're actually aliens, so that's a false.
That's only in the TV movie version.
it's a
Ben,
trick
I don't know if you were trying to get that one partially correct, but you did.
I guess it depends on what.
It was like a trick question. Like, yeah, they're aliens. So
Yeah, I guess if you didn't watch
in the original
superior version,
in the original novel, what country do they originate from?
Yeah, I think I should give it to Issyboy to answer that one since it's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my first, because we're talking the video is like in Japan. I was like, oh, Japan, but I don't think that's the correct answer.
It's not the correct answer. You're correct that it's not the correct answer.
Well, at least I got that right. Let me think. Is there like any hints? Because I didn't
it's a
know
country
what
that doesn't
this was
exist
until
any. It's a
now.
country that doesn't exist anymore.
Ooh,
Oh, okay. I mean,
that narrows things down.
it doesn't help. Ooh.
Pangea.
It doesn't exist. And
Okay,
I would
Ben's
not
getting
have-
close.
I would not know. At least you're getting this, Ben.
Yeah, I'm getting.
Cemetery Hill, who said depends on the continuity. That's true. I asked for the book continuity though.
If it's a country that doesn't exist anymore, then it's like Istanbul.
Istanbul
Or
is that?
Oh,
You mean
I guess I meant-
Constantinople? Is that what you were?
No, the reverse of that. Yeah, the one that became is the one that it was.
It is not Constantinople.
Okay, well then I think you're just like getting misinformed somewhere, and I apologize for you.
Yeah, maybe you got the facts wrong.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'm gonna answer for you since no one is making guesses.
I made my guesses. What do you?
The answer is they originate from the USSR.
That's not a country.
Not anymore.
Exactly.
The
I, mean,
enter-
I know what they are. I would not have never guessed that. It's so random.
I mean, Japan's got some issues with Russia, as far as I can tell. So,
What is
yeah,
the company complement of the Enterprise under Kirk?
you're looking really fashionable today.
It's a number is the answer I'm looking for.
The compliment?
It's
Is like one number or like multiple numbers?
I mean, it's a singular number with multiple digits.
Oh, okay, 2 digits. Okay. I thought
No,
was like a
it
code, like,
doesn't
you have
need to
like,
be
say
2.
1, 1,
There
0,
could be
0, like
more or less. You guys are not getting into the otaku club. I'm sorry.
What are you talking? These answers aren't real. You're just making them up. I already gave you a good compliment, and you shot it down.
Who did the art for the cover of the first issue of SF magazine?
I did.
Okay, that's close.
I feel like I've drawn that before. You're like, Ben, draw the first.
Okay,
Yeah,
but did you draw the first issue in 1959?
Oh, not that. Not me. It wasn't me that time, but I did do it.
Issyboy, this one's for all the marbles. And there's actually 2 more, but this one is where the marbles are going. What is the name of Captain Future's mother?
oh, let's see. I'm gonna say a random name, and it's not gonna be right. Bethany. How did I do?
You were incorrect.
Madam President.
Was I close at least? Is it like an English name?
It is
or-
an English name. Captain Future is like a Western pulp novel.
Oh,
Madam
okay.
Present.
I'm just gonna say random white woman's name, Brittany.
You're on the right track. It is a random white woman's name.
Beatrice.
Oh, so it's like really basic that that I could like guess easily.
Yeah, you should be.
Oh, okay. That
Bonnie
makes it a lot easier
Plain.
then.
This isn't. Not supposed to be playing that.
You get one more guess.
I need to make a count though.
Theodora Guns.
Maria.
No, you're both wrong.
Oh,
The answer is Elaine Newton.
Oh, I knew that.
that's not a basic name.
What planet? What planet do the supergiants hail from?
Planet
Shit.
Kyojin. Kyojin Maru.
None of these are anime trivia.
I know that. It's just-
no. Someone in the chat said you're doing anime trivia, and I'm like, I don't think any of these questions are about anime. Oh, anime trivia. How many animators did Hayao
I was
Miyazaki
about
work
to
to
say
death?
like. Okay, there we go. That's a better question.
This is a better question.
I mean, that's like
Okay.
a lot of films.
Issyboy, what planet are the supergiants from?
You know, I hope I'm like a real otaku after this. Like I'm just saying. Like, goddamn these questions.
Planet Utopia. Listen, I got all the answers right.
Yeah, Ben is actually maybe he's getting into
Hold
like
on,
the
I unplugged
otaku
my
club,
headset.
and I'm just not.
Okay, what was your answer?
Well, I said Giantopia, and you're gonna say that's wrong, but it's right.
Izzy, what did you say?
I kind of blanked just because, like, goddamn, I'm not
Okay.
getting into the Otaku Club.
The answer is Planet Emerald.
Yeah, you got that a little off. Translation's been off.
I could have guessed that. That seems like extremely the basic guess I could have done.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. It would be difficult if it was gonna be a trick question.
Yeah, quit giving us trick questions.
What planet is Mars?
Oh, I know that one.
It's the red one, obviously. Issyboy, what did you rate Otaku no Video out of 10?
I'll give it an 8 out of Otaku out of 10.
Okay, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because I really liked the first episode, but like I said, I fell off on the second one, so I left kind of feeling like not greatest terms, but I did really like that first episode. I thought that was really fun.
I guess to me, if I enjoyed the second episode more, then I would have gave it a 9, but it's an 8 because I really like the first one. And the progression of the guy who was just a normie into like this really super otaku, and then his girlfriend just dumped him. That was like kind of depressing.
Yeah, that was sad. I was like, oh, that sucks. It made me feel bad.
I mean, I guess
anime is supposed to make you feel happy. Quote Tomino.
It's like it's an interesting viewpoint. I'm into anime. Oh, my girlfriend dumped me because I'm into this shit. Well,
yeah, and I do know that it's supposed to somewhat tell the story of Gainax. I know it's obviously not, direct parallels. I think the character Tanaka is based on Toshio Okada, though. And so, like, I kind of see that, like, maybe that's something supposed to represent Ano, because I know Ano has had that feeling where he was a very big otaku and did all the events and did everything, but then come the 90s he starts to sort of fall out of it and feel like, he starts to have all those, I guess, like those punk rock feelings that people talk about with Evangelion, where he's like, oh, but I had to put the otaku stuff aside and all that. So maybe that's sort of dealing with that stuff. I haven't really looked more into what the exact parallels in Otaku no Video with the actual Gainax crew are. Other than that, I got the sense that Tanaka was Toshio Okada because he was always cosplaying and he's kind of a fat guy.
If now that we're on the subject of Otaku no Video, I thought the live action bits was like really interesting, even if it was like supposedly faked. What I've heard.
Yeah, they look like they're meant to just they're supposed to sort of kind of expand on the narrative. So it's not like an actual like candid interview. It's really just like expanding on the narrative of this is the life of an otaku and these are the downsides of it. This is where it leads. This is sort of showing you like this is where it goes. Tone tag negative.
Yeah. And I do like, even though it is like staged in the sense, I do like how authentic it feels, at least for the first one. The second episode with the live action bits kind of got more ridiculous. Like, okay, this seems more fake. Like when they're like chasing down this otaku.
Yeah, the person in the street. Yeah.
Person, like, okay, yeah, that's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that watching the first one, you could easily trick someone into thinking that the live action segments were real, and then by the second one it's like they're not really hiding it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I believed it until the second episode. I mean, I've been told that by episode 1 I was staged, but then episode 2 became more obvious. Like, oh, okay, that sucks.
What are you drawing, Ben?
What do you mean, what am I drawing?
I thought that was that Yusuke from Yu Hakusho.
Who's that?
That's a good question.
Yeah, what do you mean? What am I drawing, John? Is it not clear of whom it is?
It just looked like you were doing something crazy with his hair. Issyboy, have you seen anything of do you know what Blue Blazes is? Or
no, tell me.
Aoi Hono? It is a fictionalized retelling of Kazuhiko Shimamoto and his time at I think it's, what is it, the Osaka School of Arts, where he Kazuhiko Shimamoto is a mangaka. He did Blazing Transfer Student, and it is a fictionalized version of him telling the story of his time in college, where he kind of went in thinking he was better than everyone and kind of bragging about how, yeah, he wasn't even going to finish college because he was going to be such a great artist, he'd drop out and become Ishinomori's assistant and work on Cyborg 009. That was like his dream. But then when he gets there, it turns out that Anno and the future members of Gainax are in his class, and everything he does where he's like, people are like, oh, that's really good, he's like, yeah, I know, I'm pretty good. Anno shows up and Anno just blows him out of the water. And it's just like him constantly feeling inferior to Anno as he's trying to prove himself. And it's very fun. It's 10 episodes. It's like a 10 episode drama.
Oh.
And it is fictionalized. He does play up events, and there are some fictionalized characters, but it is fun, and it does give you an idea of it at least seems accurate in its portraying of how the Gainax team came to do the Daikon 3 video, which I mentioned to you. That's a big thing in anime history. What's that?
Yeah, you told me about it. I was aware of it, like, oh, the girl with the bunny suit, but I didn't know, like, the full context, per se, about it.
Yeah, that Daikon was an anime convention, and then the opening sequence was done by the future members of Gainax. And that's why their original name was Daikon Films.
Ooh. Damn, I'm like learning. This stream is just also me like learning. Like,
no, that's good. That's I like that. That's good.
I don't
gotta teach the Gen Zers about these stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know this shit.
So, a Taco No video, I don't really have much more to say about it after grilling you with trivia questions. But we can move on to something that all three of us watched, and something that I am very closely connected to. I'm a huge fan of this. It is something that, despite its flaws that I can acknowledge, I do love it. Megazone 2-3 Part 1.
The 23rd Megazone, the first of the 23rd.
Okay.
The Megazone.
This is I want to hear, Issyboy, tell me your thoughts on it.
When I watched it, I was like, the guy, he's like stole this bike, then he realized he was like in the future. That's kind of lost on me. Like, wait, what the fuck is happening?
Okay. Yeah, that does sound like what happened.
He was like a scrawny loser, like trying to get with his with girls. Is like kind of my interpretation.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Then when they're like when they're like fighting in space, that's when they're like kind of lost on me. Like, damn, maybe I need to rewatch it. But I was like really confused like the whole time. I do think the animation wise looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, the animation's great.
Animation.
So was it the story beats that you thought were hard to follow?
Yeah, more or less.
Because generally the story is that Shogo Yahagi is a biker in 1980s Japan, and he uncovers through a friend a motorcycle that is also the controller for like a supercomputer called Bahamut, and that the entire city that they're in is actually a simulation. They're actually on a spaceship. They're not in Japan in 1985. Yeah. They're on a spaceship.
Yeah, that's what I did pick up on. Like, yeah, they're like, it's like a futuristic kind of settings that he's in, and that he realized.
And when they say like, oh, but then how have people gone overseas? They explain that it's like there's a mass hypnosis that when you go overseas, you get hypnotized into thinking you go overseas, and then those memories are like implanted in you, sort of. And that is what the government is trying to hide, the fact that they are secretly at war with aliens, and the cover of This Is Just Japan in the 1980s is a cover to keep everyone calm while they deal with the issue of, outside of this, we are at war with aliens.
I think that's why it got lost on me. Like, wait, they're like fighting aliens now? That they're like another town underneath the town? Like, what the fuck?
Yes. It is.
Maybe I'm just not very used to those kind of storytellings. Maybe
That's
the thing.
part of the reason why it's a little hard to parse is because it was designed as a TV series, ran into production issues, and was hastily changed to be a movie. And so you can tell, like,
Yeah.
I believe the movie condenses what would have been the first core of the TV anime, so about 12 episodes. And so they were really just combining the story in places. And that's why you get like some really awkward jarring tone shifts. Like, I think there's the scene where Shogo sees like some people get gunned down, and then like the next scene they're like, let's film a movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did find it really funny that they're like filming and being all happy while there's like a fucking war going on. Like, what is wrong with you people?
To be fair, most of them, I mean, only Shogo at that point, when they're filming the movie, only Shogo knows, I believe, that they're actually at war. Ben, I haven't heard a peep from you. What did you think of Megazone?
Yeah, I think the impression I got, I didn't know about the production issues that it had. The impression I got was just that they made this and they're like, listen, you know what the Matrix is. It's basically that, but we wanted to put some robots in it. So don't worry too much about
everyone says
explaining the plot.
Fun fact, everyone says, oh, the Matrix ripped this off. And someone actually asked the Wachowskis, have you ever seen Megazone? And they said, we've seen a few anime like Ghost in the Shell, but we've never seen Megazone. But if someone sent us a copy, we would be interested to watch it because it sounds pretty good. I'm willing to believe them because they're like, oh, if they're willing to say like, oh no, we were more influenced by like Ghost in the Shell and Akira, then I feel like if they actually were influenced by Megazone, they would have just said it. They don't seem to care to hide their influences, right? So it is just funny that everyone does compare it to the Matrix.
Okay, but I'm bad with time.
No, the Matrix came out like 14 years later.
Okay, so I was a little off in my assumption there. I'm sorry. All right, it had good animation, therefore I thought it was more modern than it is.
Fair.
Can you blame me?
Fair. They couldn't make good animation back in the day.
Couldn't until
that's why Jujutsu Kaisen was like stepped in and was like, hold my beer.
Same with Demon Slayer.
True.
Anime, ever since Demon Slayer came out, anime that's when anime.
Dude, I saw someone and they got their ass blasted to infinity, but there was someone that was like, they can't make anime that looks this good anymore, and it was a scene from Elusive Samurai, which is from like 3 years ago.
Man.
That person is probably young, in fairness.
Yes,
but not at the same time.
Unlike Issyboy or Izzy Man.
Oh yeah, Megazone. Yeah, I thought it was just like it made enough sense, and it's definitely very 80s vibe. I like how the main character has to go through angst, and in order to get over it, he has to have sex once, and then he's fine.
Dude, he has a sex. People like post screenshots of the sex scene, because I guess they just think it's visually funny. It is hilarious to consider that in that sex scene, he is explaining the government conspiracy.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like they're having sex, and she's like, "So you're saying the government is secretly fighting a war with aliens?"
I thought that was like it was like a narration at first. Like, oh no, she's saying that.
But that's kind of like how you solved emotional problems in the 80s. It's just true. Like, that's all you really need in order to be able to
vent it all out about the government.
But one of the things that I really like about Megazone is that they're living in a simulation of the 80s, and the way that it was made in the year it's portraying, and yet it feels like a hyperbolized sort of parody of the 80s, and yet it actually was made in the 80s. You would think, if it was made in the 80s, they wouldn't be like so self-referential with like the fucking like the advertisements for McNuggets, because McNuggets were a brand new item in 1984. And
the way they're talking about, like, they're in the simulation, the perfect prison. because the 80s in Japan is the best place and time you could possibly be.
Yeah.
Which is it's just like built-in nostalgia. They knew what they had back in
Yes, yeah, no, they're like, yeah, we knew this was the happiest time.
We
They
knew
were literally said, we know it's all downhill from here.
And then it
And
was.
they just haven't been the same since the 80s.
Yeah. They know, they're like, we know this bubble's gonna burst. We're not. Like,
So that's pretty fun.
but if you want to see, I know Issyboy, the second part of Megazone is a continuation. A lot of people have issues with it because it has a completely different art style. Toshihiro Hirano left the production. He was the character designer on that. Or yes, he was the character designer. I was going to say Mikimoto, but no, Mikimoto only designed the character Eve. Mikimoto is the character designer for Macross. The character Eve.
Is it like also?
Yeah.
Is it like also a different director as well?
Is it? Yes, because Noboru Ishiguro did part 1. And then I don't remember who directed part 2. I know Yasuomi Umetsu, who did Kite, is the character designer for part 2.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting art style, but I personally prefer Hirano's. And it is very awkward that these characters you're familiar with have completely different character designs. Like, I can show you a screenshot right now. This is what Shogo and Yui look like in part 2.
Oh, shit! They look completely different.
They're different people, same voice actors, but they look completely different, and yeah.
Does like hair color change?
Their entire designs are different. Every character looks different.
I was about to say, I don't remember.
I think
them
Moomy
looking
was
like
watching
this.
it in a call, and I had to point out to him that these are the same characters from part 1. He didn't realize they were supposed to be the same characters.
They look completely. I don't blame him.
Yeah, so part 2, those are Shogo and Yui, and it does finish the story. It's not the most satisfying, but like I fuck with part 1 enough that like I'll put on part 2 sometimes and be like, yeah, let's see the conclusion. Then there's parts 3 and 4, or as some people call them, parts 3 part 1 and parts 3 part 2. That one is not worth watching. You don't need to watch it. It's I dislike it very much.
Yeah, I've heard. Like, yeah, those parts are bad. Don't watch it.
Yes, they follow completely different characters. It's set in the future. Animation is completely.
Is it like the difference?
Yes, massive.
It's like a different story.
Yes, it's a different story. It's set in the future. It's not set in the the quote unquote 80s anymore. It's like a cyberpunk city now.
So it's like a new anime. It's just not the same shit.
But they have the Bahamut, the Garland unit rather, which is the motorcycle. Yeah, and the animation is doo-doo butts, so I do not recommend it.
Did that came out in the 90s or the 2000s?
I believe it was 89 and 1990.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was sort of inspired by the popularity of Akira, that they were like, oh, we have a property about a red motorcycle.
Oh, we can make this about Akira.
Yeah, we can do this. We got this.
Akira is popular. We can do the same shit with this property.
But just
that's funny.
Part 1 alone, Issyboy, what do you give Megazone 2-3 Part 1?
I think I gave it like a 7.
Okay.
Because I was like confused with like the narrative.
I get it.
I was like going, but I did like some of the characters. I like the character design. I think the animation is like really gorgeous. I like the ideas of it. Like it's like taking place in like a futuristic setting, and the characters didn't know that. I thought that was like really cool.
Yeah, and if you like the character designs, I would recommend checking out more of Toshihiro Hirano's work. Which we're going to actually talk about one of his later on, but he did a lot of work on Macross. He wasn't the character designer, but if you watch Macross, he was an animator on it, and you could see his art style in the show. It's pretty palpable. I think you might be interested in Macross. I would recommend checking that out.
Oh yeah. We'll definitely at some point.
Okay, yeah, and then there's a lot of similarities with the staff on Macross and Megazone, so I think Macross is like a more fleshed out idea, obviously. But moving on to more Toshihiro Hirano, Ixer 1.
Yo, Ikusa.
Okay, should do you want to go?
I always want to hear your opinion because I don't want to.
Okay,
I want to hear your unfiltered opinion, not tainted by the malice of me and Ben.
So I feel like it's kind of the same with like Megazone, which it's kind of the same kind of notion where I feel the animation. I think even this one even more. It's like it's like really gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Like no denying X1. I think is like one of the best looking one you recommended me, at least animation wise.
Mm-hmm.
Plot wise, I thought it was like basic as shit. I did not really care at all. I just thought it looks pretty. It's like that's my kind of thing.
Okay, Ben, what are your thoughts?
I feel like you could guess my thoughts, and I'm not gonna waste too much time.
Oh my god! So it had queer representation. So now you gotta give it a 2 for being too woke. All right.
Oh no, they didn't really have that. It's like they kind of hinted at the lesbianness.
They didn't hint at it. The first scene is Cobalt and Sepia making out. They're naked.
But I thought there'd be more of it, but they didn't really do that.
Like friends, I thought they were
just naked cuddling friends.
Yeah.
But I thought they're gonna be like more of that kind of elements, but nah, they don't. They never really went back to the queerness and lesbianness. Like, oh, okay. I thought there's gonna be more of that.
The thing is, okay. I guess I will have to get into it because simple story structure. If you want to start off your television show or movie or whatever with a tone setter, right? The first thing you see in the movie should generally give you an idea of what the movie's expectations are.
Heck yeah!
And so when you start off the first scene of a movie with lesbians or very good friends being naked and cuddling, you kind of expect that to permeate throughout the rest of the story. All right, this is very simple story writing, and I think they really missed the mark because they occasionally dip back into that just on occasion, but you can tell it's not weaved into the plot in a very natural way. I think that's what the main problem.
The first scene is Ixer-1 confronting a human who has been infected with the Cthulhu parasite who transforms into a monster and they kill them, which got me excited because it was well animated and incredibly gory. And that's what I got, fights that were well animated and incredibly gory. Now, as for the lesbians, I will say, I don't believe Cobalt and Sepia are actually lesbians in the original manga. Now, the manga was published in Lemon People, which is a hentai magazine specializing in lolicon material.
Yeah, I do know about that. I think Ouchie told me about that when we were like watching it together. We're like, yeah, I think this will like originate from like a lolicon magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I did not know that. That's interesting.
And in the manga, Ixer-1's name is Nya, and she's like a cat, and it's kind of weird because in the anime they designed her more with like elf ears, but they are cat ears in the manga.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then the thing with Cobalt and Sepia is that I don't remember which one, but one of them is a male in the manga, and Hirano changed it to a female because he thinks lesbians are hotter. So that was some creative liberty there. He has always said, like, in his career that he prefers drawing women over men, and you can tell because his male character designs are boring as fuck. Like, if you look at Nagisa's dad, and it's like he didn't even bother drawing him, and then it's like all the women are insanely detailed.
Yeah, all the women just like
and one
character design I like the most. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, and one of the things you can tell is that he has this thing where he loves drawing women with like messy hair, like hair that's all over the place. Even on shows he worked on where he was just a key animator. If you watch like his Captain Harlock episodes, you'll notice that Kei's hair is like messy in some shots, and you could tell like, oh, those are Hirano's drawings, definitely.
You like his like kind of his like little like piece, like, yeah, I did this. If you know,
now with them being lesbians, it does become a thing because after Cobalt dies in the first episode, that is what encourages Sepia to get revenge, and that's why Sepia partners with Ixer-2, even though Sepia seems to be turned off by Ixer-2 as a artificial human. They still agree to pilot the Ixer Sigma as essentially their battery, because both Sepia and Nagisa serve the role as a sort of battery for the mech, where their emotions and their biological traits sort of imbue the mech with some sort of power. If you probably noticed that, like when Sayoko gets stepped on, and then Nagisa's rage causes Ixarobo to power up.
Yeah.
So it is Sepia's rage and revenge that propels that fight. I also like how Ixer 1 incorporates the sort of biomechanical mecha, which Anno has actually directly said was brought up during talks of Evangelion, where the Evas are these sort of biomechanical creatures. Ixer 1 was mentioned in like the early, when they were coming up with ideas. Ahoba has posted stuff about that before. So I think that the Ixer, the mechs are actually super interesting in that, especially like how like Ixarobo gets its arm blasted off and it shoots blood out. All that stuff is really cool, and it's interesting that that's sort of where a lot of that stuff originated from. You also have a transition from episode 1 to episode 2 where Masami Obari takes over as the mech designer, and you notice in episode 1 the mechs are kind of clunky and they remind me of like a tokusatsu where it's like it feels like this could be a guy in a suit doing this fighting stuff. And then episodes 2 and 3 it's like, oh, this is like incredibly well animated. The robots are muscular now. They move like super agile humans now. It's like Ixarobo has like almost a completely different design. So seeing that evolution is really cool too. But I don't know. I just thought it was neat.
I will say, I don't know how you feel about episode 2, but when Nagisa wants to like protect this mother and daughter from being harmed, I was like, God, this is like a distraction. You don't need to help them. So maybe it's just me being messed up. Like goddamn.
No, she wanted to protect Sayako because she had watched her parents die, and so she didn't want Sayako to see her parent die.
I mean, I do get that, but at the same time, it's like, you got a mission, you know, there's like a flurry of distraction. Well, maybe I'm just messed up. Yeah, I'm like, goddamn.
You are British, I mean,
I was thinking something similar,
I
though. It's
advocate
just
for
like,
violence.
again,
They should die.
the lesbian scene at the beginning really, it's supposed to dictate where these stories are going. And so when they were just like hanging out like platonically, it really didn't make sense to me. I don't think it worked.
Nagisa should have been having a sexual relationship with this child.
I was thinking the mother, you know, I'm not a sicko, but you know, that's whatever. Yeah, I guess I'm in the wrong for hoping for more more.
How dare you?
They had already provided and told us to expect. So, well, and I kind of think the child should have been crushed a little bit, just like a little bit.
I think, yeah, I was like, when they were like, when the child got crushed by the metal boot, I was like, finally, that little shit gonna die, but she didn't die. I was like, fuck, you could have done that, you know, create more tension.
You're almost as bad as Bennett the Sage saying he didn't feel bad when Tetsuro's mom died because Tetsuro is ugly.
Well, I also maybe feel differently. I also feel, at least with like, I guess the first 2 episodes, Nagisa kind of felt useless in a sense.
I can agree. Hirano has said that his idea for Nagisa is that she was supposed to be, she's based on like, you know, the idea of like the Scream Queen, where it's like the girl in the horror movie.
I did get that impression.
He said that is the idea behind that character, where she's the girl in the horror movie that you know. In fact, she's voiced by the actress who played who's the other girl? Not the in Megazone 2-3, there's the 2 girls that make the movie with Shoga. One is Mai, the other is Tomoko. What is it?
Don't remember.
Mai and Toko?
That's probably it.
You guys watched it more recently than me.
I don't know, man. I don't.
I'm terrible.
Tomomi?
Kidding me?
Tomomi! That's what it was. It was Tomomi. Okay.
Oh,
so she is Nagisa is voiced by the voice of Tomomi from Megazone, and Hirano actually chose her for Ixer 1 because of the scene where Tomomi walks in and finds Mai after having been shot with the film reels. Because in that scene, she shouts, and Hirano said that, oh, that was like the perfect horror movie girl scream. and that's why he cast her as Nagisa.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but Nagisa did feel like my classmates turned into aliens. So it's not my parent. Now my parents are the same.
And I think some of the
Kind of did feel like that.
Yeah, and I think that she doesn't really become proactive until she thinks Sayako dies.
Yeah.
So I can see that as an issue, but I don't really mind it because it was an early OVA I watched, and the animation and the art just still blows me away. So I am still a big fan of it. I think I saw you rate it a 6 out of 10 on Mal. Izzy, is that what you gave it?
I think I gave it a 7.
You don't need to bump up the score just because it will make me feel bad, even though it will.
No. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 7. Like I don't think I gave it a 7 because like I don't, even though I had like my issues with the narrative, it wasn't like bad, it wasn't like terrible, and I do appreciate the gorgeous the gorgeous animation in it. So that's why I give it a 7, because at least, giving it props, at least it wasn't boring. So yeah.
That's always a nice thing to say. At least it wasn't boring.
Yeah. I mean, that is like the worst thing.
Hey, that's a nice thing for a Gen Z to say about older shit, so.
Yeah. If it's more than 15 seconds for TikTok, then you know what? That's pretty.
I don't actually have TikTok.
That's insane.
I thought that was like a prerequisite for like existing.
Yeah, it's like they hand you your birth certificate and then a TikTok and then a Discord account so you can get groomed.
I'm kind of scared to use TikTok because I have heard stories like I've been scrolling for hours using TikTok when I should have done something productive.
Stop making fun of Hayden.
That's why I haven't used it.
Hayden's in the chat and you're saying this.
Now, the only reason why I know like modern TikTok trends is because of Hayden. Like they'll be telling me this shit. Like I don't know. I
gotta say, Issyboy, you are the reason I know what chicken jockey is.
I mean, that was that expand outside of TikTok.
It did, but you were the first. No, Issyboy was the first person. Like the day the Minecraft movie came out, posted a video of them in the theater going chicken jockey,
and no one else did it. That was like the
you did it in the theater, and no one else did, and I was like, that's a weird thing to do.
I thought you knew. That's what I posted it.
No, I was just like, okay, you just wanted to shout chicken jockey, okay.
And then did you see other videos as well? Like,
later on, like a day or two later, I started seeing more. But when I first saw your video, I had no context for what was happening. Other than that, you're in a theater watching the Minecraft movie, and then you and Jack Black in unison go chicken jockey, and then you like look around and no one else is doing it.
Because it's like a big thing, but I guess the UK features are like depressing because no one did that shit.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that, but
yeah,
fortunate.
That was an interesting event. That was the good old times, even though it was like a year ago. Good old times,
A year ago feels like a long time when you're 20.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Anyways,
we have 2 more. And the next one is Gunbuster.
Hell yeah.
Issyboy, thoughts on Gunbuster?
I like Gunbuster. I like I do think they did a good job. Did a good job on like time dilation. I thought that was like really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think I've seen an anime done that kind of concept before.
Mm-hmm.
At least not that I'm aware of.
You haven't seen Strange Strategic Armored Infantry?
No, surprised. Nah, I'm sorry to break it, dude.
This guy hasn't seen Strange Strategic Armored Infantry.
Wow, I can't believe it. Like I've never heard of it even, but still.
Yeah, I'm a lobber, you see, but yeah. And I think the ending was like what makes it worth it, with like Arnold's touch about even though it's been like 12,000 years.
Spoilers for Gunbuster, by the way.
Sorry about that.
Just
But
preempting.
yeah, I thought that was like really sweet. But yeah, I thought that was really sweet. Even though it's been like 20,000 years.
Gunbuster is one.
Gunbusters.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Gunbuster is one where it's like I don't think if I say the ending to Ixer 1 or Megazone, it hurts anyone's like appreciation of it. Gunbuster is one where it's like, hey, that one I might want to preempt with just like, hey, just so you know, we're about to talk about this.
I'm sorry. It's like I got too
I know that
excited.
it's old, but like it is something that like I know that people still watch and get recommended. It's more in like the social conversation of anime than some of the other titles. Or like, I mean, Gunsmith Cats gets brought up every once in a while, I see, but I also don't think that there's like a spoiler that, you know, like a big spoiler for Gunsmith Cats, you know? But
I
yeah,
can't believe they shot someone.
it was cool that they shot someone.
Yeah.
Either way, the ending, one of the. So sorry for the spoiler, but yeah, I think that what makes it worth it. Really for me, of how they concluded.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ben, what do you think of it? If you've seen it, right?
I watched it like 3 years ago, and I thought it was for a mecha show. It was fine. I don't like anything to do with mechas. I think they're. I don't like robots. I can't emote. I can't
kind
emote.
of. I think because the Gunbuster was like another thing where I just watched 2 episodes. I kind of procrastinated for like the longest time. I think when I watched the first 2 episodes, I think I told Hayden like, oh yeah, I was not really into the mecha fights. I thought it was like kind of boring. But I don't believe that anymore. I kind of not nah. I think the mecha fights were like fucking amazing when I rewatched it. Like, oof.
Yeah, Ben.
One of the best I've seen.
Ben, you're the weird one.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Someone had to say it.
Where
No,
I thought the mecha fights were like really like well choreographed.
I famously always hated mecha stuff. I don't even know why exactly. I've tried to put my feelings on it before, but I mean, ultimately it was fun. Like, is there all the human elements to it? I did start to really get into the end of it. I do remember being very impactful. I liked how there was just like this basically invisible enemy because it was so far beyond what they could like handle. It was pretty cool. I remember liking it to the best degree of my ability, as difficult as it was for me.
I also like Gunbuster, and I wanted to actually ask Issyboy, have you seen Aim for the Ace? Everyone knows where this is
no,
going.
but you know it has. I do know it's like at least the first episode referenced it a lot, right?
Yes, the first episode is a parody of Aim for the Ace, the tennis anime. The name of the anime in Japanese is Aim for the Top. I think Gunbuster. They came up with the title Gunbuster because that's what it says on the eye catch. But the Japanese title is Tapu o Nerae, which Aim for the Ace is Eisu wo Nerae.
And do correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't when people watch Gunbuster, was it the initial reaction was like people couldn't really tell if it was like supposed to be a parody or supposed to be serious?
Do you mean in Japan?
Yeah, when it initially came out, I think.
Well, in Japan, a lot of OVAs tried to work comedy centric because, according to Toshimichi Suzuki, who was one of the heads of art, he was the head of ArtMech, which is a mech design company that worked on a lot of OVAs. Comedy was just very easy to sell. And so a lot of OVAs, even ones that had like serious elements, like, you know, Bubblegum Crisis has plenty of drama and action and violence, but it also has some comedic elements. Suzuki has said that they always tried to put some comedy into it because they always felt like comedy helps sell OVAs better. And so that's why all of their OVAs have like an aspect of comedy. And that's what Gunbuster starts off as a parody. I believe Toshio Okada wanted it to be more of a parody all the way through, and it was Anno who wanted to do like, no, let's take that story seriously. And where Coach and Noriko's relationship starts off as a parody of the Coach and Hiromi from Aim for the Ace, it sort of develops more into the relationship between Captain Okita and Susumu Kodai from Yamato, where he's sort of encouraging him and wants to help him grow, and how Captain Okita has this sort of he has to help Kodai grow because of this debt he owes to Kodai's older brother, is similar to like Coach has this debt to Noriko's father, and he's like, I have to help her grow because I owe her debt to her father. So he definitely took it in a more serious direction than I think Gainax initially planned to do it.
Oh.
That makes sense to me. I feel like Izzy said something, but it cut off.
Izzy, you
entirely.
turned into a robot for a second.
Oh, sorry, that's his British internet. Let me fix this.
But yeah, I
Okay,
remember.
do I sound good?
Good.
Do I sound or?
Yeah, you sound good
You
now.
sound-
Okay. Okay. Where did it cut off?
We don't know.
I don't think you said anything.
What was I gonna say? Now I just lost it.
Gunbuster, good. Became more.
Oh yeah, I
serious.
think I was gonna ask why the last episode was like in black and white. Because I was like really confused.
Well, Ano grew up watching a lot of tokusatsu and anime in black and white, and so it was stylistically done that way.
No, so it's like intentional.
Yes,
I was like, when I
there
watched
was
it,
there was an old
Did they run
rumor-
out of colors?
Yes, the budget. Hashtag budget. No, there was an old rumor that they ran out of budget because Gainax was famous for running out of budget on their TV productions. But no, in fact, at the time, it was more expensive to do animation in black and white because the materials weren't as easy to get a hold of at that time.
Oh, so it's like kind of the opposite.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed in like in the middle of like the last episode where like having the mecha fight, they kind of took like creative liberties and kind of like show like sketches of the fight. So like, what happened?
Did you notice that there's little cameos from characters? Do you know what UFO is?
the spaceship?
No.
Called UAPs now, John.
I dead named UFOs. I'm sorry. No, UFO was a Jerry Anderson series. I was just going to point out there's a little nod to UFO in that final episode.
Oh, I don't think I caught that. Yeah, I would never.
I did explain to you earlier, Jerry Anderson. If you watch old anime, his stuff is pretty important. If you know,
yeah, you did tell me about that. Yeah, I remember.
Hell, I just watched an episode of Urashi Man, and one of the villain ships is literally Thunderbird 2. Like, and it's funny, as I'm watching that episode, I'm like, you know what? The Elmeth from Gundam is also just Thunderbird 2. Yeah, look up if you know Thunderbird 2, it's the big, long, fat green one, and the Elmeth from Gundam that Lala pilots. I believe was inspired by Thunderbird 2.
But that's just a theory.
But that's just a theory, and I was hoping that Issyboy would know more about it because Jerry Anderson is British. But I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Unfortunately, I don't know every British person.
Not yet.
Just the famous
No,
ones.
not yet. Yeah, like.
Yeah, you'll learn more as you grow older. I'm sure
You will.
Like
Your power. We are nurturing your power level.
Yeah, you gotta like set me up for the future when I hit my 30s.
God forbid.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like we're gonna kill you. God forbid you hit your 30s.
Like when I turn, shoot me in the head.
And we have two more to get to, and one of these Ben did not watch, and I want to move on to the one Ben didn't watch with you didn't watch all of it. You got 2 episodes left, but I think the 6 episodes you watched would have been a good encapsulation of like the core story, which is Bubblegum Crisis.
Bubblegum Crisis, yeah. I kind of, yeah. I'll say my thoughts. I like what it's going for with like what was the squad? It's the squad name again.
The Night Sabers.
They had the name.
The Night Sabers.
The Night Sabers, yeah. I kind of like that, and them like kind of attacking the boomers. The boomers are like what I find really interesting because in the society is like it's like kind of normalized, and you couldn't like really tell what is like a boomer or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be shown as being really dangerous to boomers, like kind of fucking going like really dramatically, just killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, like I guess they just want. I guess they'll keep them. Okay.
Yeah, you would think they'd outlaw them, but you know,
Yeah,
of course,
like,
of course.
these are really dangerous.
But
Like I know,
as you know, Genom has control of the government.
yeah, like I know they want to like they want to like integrate the AI, but companies like they're too dangerous.
Yeah. And Bubblegum Crisis is interesting because I think my issue would be I think modern audiences would struggle getting into it because the nature of it as an OVA, this is another thing that Toshimichi Suzuki talked about, is that they obviously wrote, you know, character backgrounds and all these other things, but being an OVA, they have a limited runtime to develop these things, and so a lot of the stuff gets left out of the animation, and they would try to incorporate it in additional materials like books and audio dramas, but if we're just watching the anime, we don't always get that information. So he sort of acknowledges that, you know, watching the anime isn't really the full story of the Bubblegum Crisis universe, and I got a sense that maybe that was how you felt about it.
Yeah, I kind of got gisted, but I guess I technically I didn't get the full picture of the narrative.
Did you do you know who Largo is?
Largo. This is the thing. I'm terrible at characters' names, so you gotta like remind me.
Yeah, he's a character with white hair.
Oh.
Did you, he might have been the villain of the last 3 episodes, or last 2, I think.
Oh yeah. I think I remember.
Did you gather that he is Brian Mason with his brain in an android body?
No. I did not pick up on that.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that might be an interesting thing to go back and rewatch.
Yeah, now, yeah, that's the thing. That's how I feel about Bubblegum Crisis. Here's the thing I feel about the series. I feel like I would like get more enjoyment if I like rewatch it more.
Yes, that's how I felt. I honestly, I can tell you, when I first watched these shows, I always felt like, oh, I'm missing pieces here. I'm not really getting things. And
that's how I felt.
I felt lucky because I then went, okay, well, I'm going to look stuff up, and a lot of those OVAs had fan communities that you could go on and people would talk about them. There were like forums where you could see people talking and explaining the lore and sometimes they were making shit up, but other times like, oh, they give you a little bit more context as to what's going on. Like, I don't think I put it together that Largo had Mason's consciousness, but then I remember someone pointed out, like, yeah, that's why one of the last things Mason says in episode 3 when he fights Celia is he has a line that's like, "This is the form of the absolute victor." Do you remember that?
Oh, I think I kind of do.
Yeah. So he says that's also what Largo says when he does his transformation in episode 6. He says, "This is the form of the absolute winner." And so there's a couple of other like clues that Mason's consciousness is inside of Largo.
Yeah.
But it's stuff like that makes rewatching it interesting.
Yeah. Maybe a bit off topic, but what I find really funny about Bubblegum Crisis, maybe just me being a Gen Zer and having this modern knowledge, but the fact it takes place in the future, like 2032, and one of the characters being born in 2014, feeling like Nene, right? Mm-hmm. When I see Nene, I'm like, oh, she's a Gen Alpha. She's like the Skibidi toilet.
Nene would have grown up on Skibidi toilet. It's true.
It's really funny to envisionize that.
I remember when I think I may have posted on Facebook about it in like November of 2013. I remember because I was me and Chad were living in an apartment at the time, and I remember being like, "Oh, today's Pris's real world birthday. Today's the day Pris from Bubblegum Crisis was born."
It was like it is really funny how the future of Bubblegum Crisis, like it's like near, like
Yeah, it is.
It's 7 years. Yeah, it's like we're
I
gonna
mean,
be
and
in Bubblegum Crisis.
the 80, I think the 80 police OVA is like 2028 or 2027. So
It's near.
It's coming up.
You gotta be ready. It's gonna be boomers soon.
Oh God forbid we have to.
Which might actually happen, you know, because people like they're really trying to integrate these AI.
Yeah, and another thing is that there's tons of like Western music and film references in Bubblegum Crisis that are so fun.
Send me the music video.
Yeah, because like the opening scene of Pris performing is taken straight from the film Streets of Fire, which was a huge hit in Japan. The three movies that had the biggest influence on Bubblegum Crisis, well, there's a lot of films it takes from. The three big ones are Streets of Fire, Terminator, and Blade Runner. A lot of characters have their names taken from those series. Pris is a character from Blade Runner. Leon is a character from Blade Runner.
Terminator, I think I would have guessed.
Terminator, you can tell with the design of the boomers or that scene in the first episode where he like shoots the boomer through the glass and his face is like kind of like Arnold's where it's like half damaged.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked it a lot. I think it's a pretty cool. I need to finish. I want to finish the last 2 episodes, even though I know it's not going to really going to go anywhere.
Yeah, they're fun.
Like
they're fun stories. I like them. 7 is like a contained story. It follows. It actually follows. Do you remember Irene Chang from episode 2?
Oh yeah. I don't want to say spoilers, but I want to avoid that.
Well, her sister shows up, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice that there's a little continuity, and we got a little something for Lena to do."
Yeah. I didn't know she has a sister. I guess now I know.
Oh my God, what is happening to this Pris? Her muscles.
What?
Are you drawing Pris using 85% of her true power?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I sometimes kind of forget. Just Benny just said drawing.
Yeah, I'm just doing that so that there's something visual going on while we're talking. It's fine.
You wanna keep the audience entertained because obviously us talking about Bubblegum Crisis like boring as hell.
No, I like Bubblegum Crisis. Don't be rude. Don't be mean.
Yeah,
I guess for like the viewers, not our interpretations, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happens in Bubblegum Crisis. I'm just like assuming this happens somewhere.
Yeah, Pris says this is what I told you was 100% of my power was only 85, and then looks like this.
Yep. So
she's like jacked. They're just jacked.
Yeah.
Now, did you catch the? Do you remember what Celia's name is? Celia's full name?
Not her full name, no. I do know her name is Celia.
Celia Stingray. And Stingray is believed, at least this is what they said on the forums back in the day, believed to be a reference to the Jerry Anderson series. The Jerry Anderson series Stingray.
Is there any correlation, or does it just have like similar names?
Well, it's mostly that like Jerry Anderson was so influential to anime and tokusatsu that they named the character as sort of a tribute. And then Celia's dad has like one of the coolest anime names. I don't know if you remember. I think they only show it on his gravestone, but his name is Katsuhiko Stingray. I'm like, that's such a cool name.
Yeah, I wish I had that name.
I wish I had like the name Stingray when I die. It'd be on my grave. That would be really cool.
All right, last one. What is? Oh, God. What?
I didn't give him a rating for Bubblegum Crisis.
What is your rating? What is your rating for
You
Bubblegum?
forgot.
What is your rating? I gave it a 10. 10 out of 10. What is yours?
I think on Annalise, I gave it like a 6.5.
Well, I think you're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry. Hey. It's very because I know someone else who's watching Bubblegum Crisis and they gave it a 5. They're like, I don't get it all. And I'm like, what is there not to get? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, there's a crisis in Bubblegum Land.
The interesting thing about the title is that it sort of it has this kind of double meaning of like sort of you have iconography is sort of like bubblegum pop, but so it has like a music kind of connotation. But then you also have, this is a work from the 80s based on like cyberpunk work. So you have like the bubble economy kind of imagery. So it kind of combines like bubble economy and, you know, bubblegum pop. And then the crisis aspect sort of is the action. So it's a title that's just like, it's kind of like Reservoir Dogs, where it's not like a title where it has meaning. It's just like a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. That makes sense to me. And I mean, that's exactly what I would be feeling like if I was eating bubble gum. This is how I
Eating
feel when I
bubblegum or
chew
having a
5 gum.
crisis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, final one, Gunsmith Cats.
This is actually my favorite. Is that was much?
You know, I know what's funny is that I was like, oh, I don't need to rewatch this, and then I was like, I don't think I've watched Gunsmith Cats since I was in high school.
Man, I remember I drew some art.
You did for the art book, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I made it through. But then again, that was when I was like, that was like one of the first things I drew digitally. So of course it wasn't going to turn out great. And also it was like 30 years ago. So, you know, live and learn a little bit, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched the first episode of Gunsmith Cats way back then. Totally forgot about it. Then I watched through all 3, and yeah, it was pretty dang solid.
I personally really love it. I don't know, like it's like campy, both like plotting and lore, like with them being bounty hunters. I feel like the action was like really fucking amazing. Like especially with episode 2 with the car chase scene. I feel that was like one of the best scenes in the episode. I don't know. It's just I think is like overall great. With my experience.
There are no cats in Gunsmith Cats, and actually when I first watched it, I was disappointed because I found it because I was on the website d2brigade.net, which was a anime review site with like Tristan Arcata, Jesu Otaku, Professor Otaku, and a bunch of other people who did anime reviews at the time. And one of them posted a review of Gunsmith Cats, and it had the logo, and the logo has them with cat ears and tails.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and I went, I didn't even want to read the review. I was like, oh, this looks neat. And so I looked it up. It was on Netflix. I ordered the disc. I got the disc in the mail, and they do not have ears and tails outside the opening.
Yeah, I don't even in the manga. It's like they're not even like cats there as well. What the fuck? I was wondering why it was like called Gunsmith Cat, so I was like, I kind of Google search. It didn't really give me anything. They were like, oh yeah, that's what the name of the
It
the
is a
story
vibe because they're cool cats.
Yeah. That's what people were called when they were cool in the 80s.
This is from the 90s, but
Funny.
okay.
Funny thing about Gunsmith Cats.
It's early enough in the 90s where it was just like it's not a 90s vibe, John. Come on, get with it.
I guess that's true.
And also, you know, I'm not good with times. I just go based on vibes.
It's true. You are a vibes man.
Yeah, I'm a vibes
guy. You want to say anything else, Ben? Because
I've got plenty to say. First of all, Gunsmith always typed as one word, but on the sign, there's a space in there. So what's the deal with that?
And there's also like a S added on.
Yeah. I like that detail. It's like clearly the sign.
There was like one Gunsmith Cat, and then, you know, the second mini-May came in. It's like, okay, we gotta add an S.
They ordered the sign. We want Gunsmith Cats, and they didn't get the plural part of it, and so they made the sign, and they're like, well, this isn't right. Well, if you got to pay us more if you want to fix it. And
fuck that. It's just kind of stamped.
There's a whole little story in there, environmental storytelling. It's perfect.
Yeah, I do like that. Like a little detail, it had like a lot to say.
The fact that the main girl is called Larry, pretty cool.
That is true. That's pretty progressive, actually. Yeah. You know, we used to only see Larrys in like VeggieTales, but to actually put one as a brown girl in an anime, that like, I think that really helped the cause.
Yeah. I guess Gunsmith Cat is like interesting for you guys because it takes place in America, and I've never been to America. So when I watched Gunsmith Cat,
everything is true.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
doing violence and fucking bombs like just exploding. I'm like, yeah, this is what happens there.
It's like very American. You can tell like they watched a lot of movies and learned a lot about the Chicago area. And even like down to the way like the people are acting. There's only like one or two instances where someone like the police chief after Bill. Is that what his name was? Bill? Probably. I'm assuming so. John's not correcting me.
I don't remember.
Well, Bill's talking to the police chief, his boss, and after he leaves, the boss kind of like talks to someone else like above him on the phone, and like the expression he makes is like and hand postures he makes is like just a little bit Japanese, and that's like the only thing that's like not fully American about the way these characters act and the setting or anything else. Everything is just very authentically American.
That made me think of that is always funny when you're watching a Japanese anime set in America and they just don't understand like the cultural like norms. I always point out in Garo Vanishing Line. It's an anime based on the tokusatsu Garo, but it's set in this Vanishing Line specifically is set in the United States. But there's a scene where it's the main character is a dude named Sword who's like a grown-ass man, and he's escorting this little girl, and he has a partner who's like not really a partner, but she's tagging along with them, and she's like a grown woman. Her name's Gina, and there's a point where they stop at a motel, and Gina's like, I'm gonna take a bath, and the 14-year-old girl is like, I'll come with you, and it's like, we don't do that in America.
we don't do that. We don't take 14-year-old girls. Nah, we don't
Well, it's just like in Japan, bathing is a more communal thing as far as I understand it.
Yeah,
so it's just like but unless you're like 2 years old and your parent is helping you.
Yeah, if you are a baby and it's your parent, then
otherwise you don't share a bathroom when you're bathing. You just the American bathrooms especially are not built for that kind of thing.
No, fucking a motel along a highway. You are not getting two people in that tub. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not even possible.
But yeah, it's all the little details like that. I mean, of course, it's like it's a funny joke to say like, oh, America and the guns thing. Of course, all they have all those guns in America, but
we do.
I mean, it is true.
And like, when I watch it, like I don't think it's like inaccurate. Maybe it's like exaggerated, but I feel like there's like some truth to it.
Kenichi Sonoda is like a big gun otaku, and he has talked about that. He has said he loves coming to America because he gets to shoot guns.
Oh yeah, I mean that's base, honestly.
That is like what if you went to like a gun shop, that is what their shop would look like. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, even like the computers, I was just thinking about like when they're typing up stuff to try to figure out like where this like smuggling ring, I can't remember exactly what the thing was, but he gives them a code and they pull up a website and they're clacking away on this keyboard that's like a very specific type of keyboard that I've seen friends of ours talk about because they're like keyboard nerds, and they're like, oh man, the switches on these things are so great, they're so clacky and feel awesome, and this is like a $3,000 keyboard nowadays, but that was all over the place in the 80s, and it's like, oh, is that kind of keyboard. That's right, that's the one right there. It's fun. Just little details like that are fun to see, especially coming from an outside perspective. It's amazing how well they got that right. Like the way the car chase on the freeway looks, like that is what every like outskirt of an American city freeway is like. The roundabout that goes around the main portion of the city. It just looks exactly like that, on 100% fully detailed. Every detail correct, including the occasional people shooting at each other.
Did you guys both watch the dub, by the way?
Oh no, I knew it had a dub. I just didn't watch it.
Yeah, I watched the sub for that one.
Really? Okay. So you didn't get the line where she calls the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms guy Agent 00711?
No.
I mean that's just a good line.
Yeah, it is.
I'm assuming the dub is like decent then. Like,
Yeah,
not
it's fine.
terrible?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine for the time. I don't want to be like diminutive to it. I am a dub racist. But yeah, it's I remember watching. That was how I watched it, and I liked it.
Nice.
Truth or Deal in the chat said Gunsmith Cat dub is good.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I just I was afraid to watch it dubbed because John might hurt me, so just had to be careful there.
I didn't know it had a dub after I watched it, and that was like with subs. So yeah.
I actually did support the Kickstarter. Someone mentioned it earlier, and I supported it, and I forgot to give them my address, and then I literally gave it to Robert Woodhead like a week before he ran out of stock. He was like, "Hey, you're lucky. I have a few more in stock of these."
Nice.
I also got the Gunsmith Cat's coin.
I didn't know they had what it looked like.
Yeah, that's you just get nice little trinkets for being American.
Hey, your Gunsmith Cat coin. It's a thank you.
Yeah, rumor is it's a coin perfectly designed to be shot out of a gun.
I hope I get to be shot out of a gun one day.
Don't we all?
By Rally?
I mean, I guess Issyboy never really could not fully understand the desire, but it's just like a cultural thing. When you're an American, it's like there's something so. The feeling of being shot out of a gun would be so cathartic.
I do want to ask. So the subs, Issyboy, the subs you watched did call her Rally, right?
Yeah, they did.
Ben, same for you?
Yep.
The Rally and Minnie May is like their names in the subtitles.
Got it. I know in the because her name is supposed to be Larry, but I know it's one of the things where we've just accepted that people call her Rally, and I think only in like behind the scenes interviews with Kenichi Sonoda, they translate him saying it as Larry. But yeah, it was translated as Rally back in the day, and they've just sort of left that. Even though I'm pretty sure there's an episode where they open a book and it has her name written out as Larry.
I just think that I can understand it. First of all, Rally is a cool name. I love to get a burger from Rally's, and
they specifically say that she uses a male name to get more jobs.
I didn't see that when I watched it.
It's in the manga.
Well, see, that's the problem then, isn't it? They should have said it at least once in the anime to justify it, and then it would have made sense. That's what I'm saying. It didn't need to be explained. Like, it makes perfect sense if you had the context for around everything. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. She's calling herself Larry to get work, but it would have been a lot less difficult to accept that her name's Larry, and it probably easier for the subtitlers to pick up on it as well if they had mentioned it at any point during any of those OVAs. It's like, I don't know, if I was part of the Food and Drug Administration and Guns Administration and I walked into a gun shop, the first thing I would say is, why is your name Larry?
Gotta be Larry's around here.
Yeah. What's the deal with the Larry?
Issyboy, did you mention that you wanted to watch Gall Force?
Did I?
Okay, no, never mind. Okay, Ben, you can continue.
No. Okay.
Would you not, if you walked into a gun shop and said, "I'm here to see Larry," and then there's an anime girl standing there, like, would you not comment on it at least once, politely? But would you not do it at least once? Just say, "So what's the deal with that?" Right?
I guess you're right. I'm the monster.
Yeah. Exactly.
I brought up Gal Force, by the way, Issyboy, because Gal Force is another OVA done by Kenichi Sonoda and a lot of the same people we've been talking about.
Oh.
And it also has a character whose name was translated wrong, and we've just kind of accepted it. There's a character whose name has always been translated as Luffy, but the thing is that every character in Gal Force, their names are supposed to be animals, so it's like Caddy, Pony, etc. And Luffy's name is actually supposed to be Wolfie, but they translated it as Luffy back in the day, and it's just kind of stuck. It's another rally. I've told you and How Cozy that I want to make like a little YouTube short, maybe going over like anime characters that were given the wrong name and we've just kind of accepted it.
Like, we don't want to go back because like we were used to the wrong name at this point.
Yeah.
That makes
I mean,
sense.
Luffy's like, that's a funny name, I feel, so I don't understand why people want to call it that.
I've watched an anime with the character called Luffy.
I probably wouldn't. It sounds kind of overrated. It sounds like it's just it sounds like shonen slop. I don't know. Random thought.
It sounds like Unk Slop being real, yeah.
True.
Oh, it's only gotten popular in the modern era.
Dylan G, we did tell Issyboy to watch Riding Bean. They didn't have
I was about to mention that.
Yeah, we were literally like before the stream. I was like, you actually have time now to watch it, and we didn't. I mean, Izzy didn't do it.
I was a bit. In fairness, I was timing like an episode, so for like the fan sub group. So I was a bit busy, but yeah, you know.
The red-haired junks, iconic anime encyclopedia moment.
But yeah, I do want to like watch Riding Bean at some point.
I hear he rides a bean. He's pretty cool.
Riding the bean.
Yeah.
Must be a big bean.
I feel like we talked about it briefly, but like, is he like named after the Chicago bean or something? And you didn't know what the Chicago bean was?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I guess it's relevant since Gunsmith Cats is also Chicagoian, but it's important.
Riding Bean is in the same universe.
Yeah. I've been told that
the universe of Chicago.
It also had like one episode, right?
It's like a 45-minute OVA.
Okay.
But yeah, it's important to know for the culture of Chicago that there is a giant bean art structure, which is fully like a shiny metal, and pretty much just like seamless all across. And you can just go up to it. It's just right in the middle of this plaza where people are always walking around, and you can just slap it. And it's just like, okay, that's it. That's
breaking news. Riding Bean predates the Chicago Bean.
What? I thought you told... This was a discussion we had like literally a decade ago. And you were wrong. Your premise was incorrect from the very beginning.
Oh my god, the Chicago Bean was constructed between 2004 and 2006.
Oh my god. Ooh. Maybe we talked about it. Like maybe you didn't know what
the Chicago Bean is older than Issyboy though.
That's all that really matters.
I mean, pretty much anything can, in fairness.
That'll be my constant for the timeline. It's just like, did it come from before or after Issyboy?
Yeah, after.
Is it before Return on Six?
AIB after Issyboy.
Yeah, I mean, if it's older than me, you know, it's like it's a bit of a yikes.
Yeah. So. Maybe we were just postulating that, and then you didn't know what the bean was. Maybe that's what
we got off topic and shit got a little wacky.
About beans, like,
but it still helps to like contextualize yourself. Like, what was Chicago like as it built its way up to the bean? You know, that's still important.
Yeah. That's I do agree. It's really, really important to know.
Scratches
the kind of mindset that you need to have in a city where you're like, we need to build a bean at some point. So it's that kind of mindset that you need to know.
Yeah, obviously.
Izzy, do you know Mr. Bean?
I do, yeah.
Like personally, or just...
No, unfortunately not personally.
You're close personal friends with Mr. Bean?
We're both British, but I have never met the guy yet. I would like to meet him. He's a funny lad, you know. He doesn't talk, but he's a funny lad.
I agree. Everything you're saying is correct.
You cannot dispute it.
You kind of like sounded like you don't know much about Mr. Bean.
Are you kidding? What is his favorite possession?
His bear.
Yes,
bear.
There you go. You know it.
His big old bean.
I grew up with
his big old bean.
Like, I know Mr. Bean. Like, I grew up watching the live action and cartoon. Yes, it does have a cartoon. It's not really good, but yeah, I grew up watching that.
I haven't seen like anything of Mr. Bean, so I
And
guess
it's
I'm
all on
really just
YouTube
on
now. You can just watch it there.
It used to be on
No.
Amazon, and Rocco from Mega 64 would stream himself watching Mr. Bean.
it.
Because you could like
It's like
stream, you could
Mr.
stream things on Amazon and it won't get copyright, or like on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so you would just stream Mr. Bean.
The thing about
Yeah,
Mr. Bean, it's like it's a silent film, so it's like universal. Like anyone can enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's like the charm. That's what I like about it.
Today. All right, that's every anime we watched, and also Mr. Bean.
I mean, yeah, that's I mean, Mr. Bean, I would give like a 10 out of 10.
That's
You know?
fair.
That's
Yep.
like the best
Makes sense.
I've watched.
All right, so
Oh.
here's your homework: is you need to watch Riding Bean and maybe get into a little Gal Force.
And Area 88, I need to watch.
Yes, you should watch Area 88. I think you'd like it. It's good.
Yeah, because I've seen I've seen what it looks like a mall. I'm like, oh, this looks pretty interesting. Didn't really have time to watch it this week, but yeah, I want to check it out.
Nice. And as for me, I don't need to watch any anime again. I think I've watched them all.
You're like retiring from anime, goddamn. I didn't know this is like your retirement stream.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. It's you once you've seen enough, it's just like okay, you've hit the tipping point. You know, it's like it kind of just starts repeating itself after a while. Like once you count from 0 to
becoming
9,
repetitive.
then it's just like okay, 10 is just 1 and 0. It's just like okay, we get it. It's a remix of the stuff I've seen before.
Yeah, it's kind of repetitive writing, same narrative.
Yeah.
They don't do anything original anymore.
They all use
Nothing
the same
unique.
like 300 words. It's like okay, they just mix
Yeah.
it up and it's like okay. Oh, I see. You're saying the word "the" again. Of course.
No, anime is like truly dead.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think Gunsmith Cats was good to leave it off on. That probably was my favorite of what I've seen here.
Yeah, I do. I actually give it a 9, Gunsmith's Cat, but I do really like it. It's like I feel like if I rewatch it a lot, I would like enjoy it more. Like it's so fun and campy once again. Like I don't know. Actually, because I was curious, so I would look at the comments on like because the opening for Gunsmith Cat is like on YouTube. So I looked at the comments. Everyone was like, damn, back when anime used to be good, you know, they don't make this as they used to. I saw like one comment where it's like, oh, this is real anime, no fan service, no
There's
harem,
fan service.
no
There's
comedy.
panty shots.
That's what I thought. Like there is fan service, so I just thought that comment was like kind of silly.
Yeah, that's.
I like how their minds like Gunsmith Cat. That's like real anime.
I mean, it does feel like everything I've watched for today did have just it had a lot in it. It had a lot of boobs. It had a lot of panty shots. It had a lot of everything. Yeah. I think old anime is actually the worst because of all the fan service. So
well, I think I would like disagree because I think the tits and stuff are like really great.
No, it's cool, but it diminishes like the artistic value.
Does it
so
now?
You like it when it's happening, but you have to complain about it, or else you know you're kind of you're considered low class.
Yeah, I mean that I do agree with. Like, if it's there, you need to complain about it. Like,
yeah, it's like you can enjoy it. You just have to do it privately. It's like as long as we don't see it, you know, you're allowed to think what you want.
Yeah, you kind of like enjoy like edgy stuff like publicly. Like if you do,
yeah,
you'd be cool. You could be cool. Like people call you slurs. you don't want that.
Yeah, can't have that.
Oh, God forbid someone calls you a slur once.
And once is too many, I gotta tell you.
All right,
yeah.
I think it's time we wrap it up. Say goodbye to everyone in the chat. Thank you to Issyboy for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Will there do chat? Is there hope for the next generation, or are they cooked, as the kids say?
guys.
Are they? There's got to be a newer term than cooked. Feels like cooked has been
Yeah,
around.
I was
like,
gonna. I'm trying to think of like a newer term. Like
Steamed.
guys,
Chopped?
I can't really chopped. Yeah, that's like one of them.
I think chopped is very visual though. That's a very visual kind of messed up. There's got to be a more conceptual. Baked. Ooh, that's good.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's reclaim baked from the stoners.
Those
they've
awful
had,
people.
They've had their time.
Oh. Oh yeah, maybe base like is generation based or kind of a baked.
Based or cooked.
Baked or baked. Oh.
Vote in
Yeah,
the
based
chat.
is-
Vote
based
on
is-
your phones.
Oh, instead of cooked, basted. So it's based or basted.
Okay.
So I guess what the new term should be, and then vote.
Vote in the chat.